Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
915 is upon us in approximately 4-ish days. I'm Slidewhistle.
'Tis I, Immunization, the vampire, at the apex of my spookiness as Halloween also approaches.
My name's Aaron. I'm a fire mage extraordinaire, horrid punching bag, and in 4 days I'm going to do the most important thing I've ever done in November. Log on to World of Warcraft.
Wait no longer, boys and girls and non-binaries. It's here. 915 is finally approaching, and I can't wait for the immediate arrival in Orbos when I go to trade chat and someone's like, "This is it? There's no story?" Yes, it's a 915, idiot.
I wanted to see Janer do a quest. She's just standing there like always. Well, guess what, bud? It's a 0.5, which means we just shuffled everything around. Get used to the new world.
But, that being said, it is probably one of the biggest 0.5 patches we've experienced.
I feel like that's been said about a lot of the 0.5 patches we've experienced, which is really bizarre, right? I feel like every single time it's the same thing. Biggest one ever.
I mean, not 100% true, because technically when we first joined, it was a 0.5 patch, and that was the 0.5 patch where we just got a selfie camera, and that's the one that everyone talks about as being a joke. So I think, I don't know, maybe the arrival of the DNR boys brought upon
I was about
the
to
juicy
say, that's
0.5 patch.
That's everyone's 0.5, is they remembered when we showed up and then didn't understand how to play the game for a while, but they were like, the prodigal sons, they're approaching. Also, this shit has nothing on 8.2.5, which was the Worgen face fix patch. That still hangs above my mantelpiece every day.
So let's carve through this patch notes we have here. So first of all, we have some changes to Mechadon, which if you're still out there in Trash Island on Mechagon and BFA, congrats. It's way easier for you to do your job now.
Your waiting has finally prevailed.
And if you haven't started it, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to start it now in 915, because a lot of the things that made it very time gating for me and Slide to personally do this, like with the vinyls and the blueprints and the paint vials, like some of those drops literally took me weeks to get, and they've definitely made them more obtainable now.
Also, I just saw what tanked the first recording. It was Ding Dang Sonic Racing Transformed downloading on Steam. Thanks,
Ooh, I have
Sonic.
That. Hey, if you want to play that, let me know. I own that.
But actually, though, I will.
But so, Triumph of Nomergon, which was my fucking bane of existence, where it would never drop from the stupid reclamation rig, is now a guaranteed drop from the hard mode version. Which, if you're still out there doing the fucking reclamation rig, congrats, because getting hard mode done is now the easiest thing in the world. There's not going to be 18 million goons killing the things before you can hit it with your big red hammer. These changes honestly took way too long to go into effect. I feel like they did it because it's like, people are going to be mad if these changes come in sooner. I wouldn't be mad. Like, this sucked.
It's like student loans. Like, erase them. I may have paid mine off or most of mine off, but like, I don't care. It needs to be done.
Fucking please erase them. God, please, God, come on.
I'm very much taking the millennial approach to Mechadon as well, in that I just close my eyes, pretend it's not there, and be like, maybe someday I'll do it.
The U.S. government will nerf it in a later patch note, right? That's great. Allied races here. New character customization options for a High Mountain Tauren, who cares? Lightforged Draenei, Nightborn, and Void Elves, which we talked about already, but, it's coming. It's here. What are the Tauren getting?
I would assume just fur patterns. I mean, which, based on our Worgen friends, Blizzard doesn't know how to make interesting new ones anymore. They'll make different ones, but it'll be like, oh, this one, it's zigzag red and yellow. And it's like, I don't know if anyone wanted this, Blizz, but thanks for putting it in.
The dungeon quests for unlocking Coltiran humans, mechagnomes, and Dark Iron Dwarfs are no longer required. After accepting the dungeon quest, speak to the NPC to skip the quest. Now, Did only the Alliance ones require a quest? Did the Horde ones not require dungeon quests?
To my knowledge, because, and it's embarrassing that I have to be like, I never did it, but Cubby Bub did unlock the Volpera. I believe they had to do something in Temple of Sethralis. They had to do something in a dungeon.
Okay, interesting. So that's great. I mean, like, I feel like the other races at this point should be available to everybody. Just give them out.
Yeah.
Who cares? Fix an issue with the mouths on several male Nightborn face options. What that mouth do, male Nightborn faces?
So I think it was they were just frowning all the time. Based on Twitter interactions I saw about this, I believe they were just scowling all the time. And someone's like, "I want my Nightborn Mysterials. I want him to smile."
Like, why? Like, they are naturally unhappy people. They were isolated in a forced bubble prison for a millennia.
Maybe they would have been a little happier if they joined the right faction, you know?
Yeah, life's kind of all frowns when you're sitting in a mud hut.
They're like, this is your capital city? Are you kidding me? Like, can we change it to Suramar?
No,
like,
but
we could be the new one.
Don't worry, it's gonna snow here soon. So it'll be cold and dirty. Yeah, it's the best.
Well, speaking of that, in Stormwind and Orgrimmar in 915, we're getting new weather effects. So we mentioned this in the past, but we didn't have specifics like we do now, where they have confirmed both snow and rain and showed some pictures that they posted on Twitter. I'm excited for it, but yeah, as we just said, it doesn't particularly seem to make sense in Orgrimmar. It should probably be like a sandstorm instead. I don't know.
Orgrimmar was set up as a garbage city in the middle of a garbage area because they were like, no one's gonna want to come to Stinkville.
Yeah, it's a weird flex by Thrall, I'm pretty sure, to be like, this new horde can survive anywhere, even in this literal stink pit. So, like, why? Where's the snow coming from? Do they have mages bringing it in?
Maybe it'll look like how the Horde garrison looked, where it's just like snow on piles of like spiked wood, which again I thought was really weird because, like, guys, if it's gonna snow, get a roof or something. You have no element protection. So then they've also changed, which they've uncapped targets on some abilities. So
Blizzard said no cap. And you can't see, but I have put 2 fingers to the inside of my arm. Cubby Bub, who teaches children, says it's a thing they do.
Yeah, ice water in your veins. Come on, keep up.
I'm sorry, I'm too old.
You are. So those have made a change where most of the abilities for AoE would be capped to 5 targets or 8 targets. And anything after that wouldn't do any damage to any targets. Which was controversial, blah, 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 blah. So they've peeled that back on a lot of classes. I think Death Knight is going to be insane again, as Alan Alt, my Death Knight, who does taxes. Now his fucking Abomination Limb can hit everything beyond 5 targets. It will just do reduced damage. So my fucking Slappy arm is about to be lit. Ice water in veins.
Bruh.
I mean, so like personally on my Hunter this also uncapped, I believe, Beast Cleave, which will be nice. I don't know that they said that Holy Nova for priests will be uncapped, but whatever. I don't really this doesn't really affect me that much as a healer main, I suppose, but
I am excited that Booty ATW, the Fury Warrior, apparently Whirlwind is going to become uncapped, and it's a not super useful ability, but gosh darn if it's not the thing I'm doing 90% of the time, because my fingers loves to hit the 3 button. I don't know why. It's not a good attack, but there it is.
So I do have some numbers here for us. It's like Divine Star and Halo for Priest now deals reduced healing beyond 6 targets. It says, developers notes, these spells previously used a complicated invisible AoE capping scheme for healing. This is being replaced with a clearer one where the amount of healing decays on each target after the 6th target is healed. Immune, what does this mean?
So literally I do not care because because
this is a very youthful episode this week.
I mean, we've entered our attitude era here in DNR, so we gotta appeal to the youths here. But I don't care because I only run Divine Star when I'm in Mythic Plus, so 5 targets at the most. And I don't run Halo, so it does not affect me effectively.
Damn. He said, fuck this.
But in the general uncapping of AoE is a pretty big deal because I feel like this is something that, you know, the depths of the internet that complain about everything listed in their demands of what they considered pulling the ripcord. I'm doing air quotes right now.
I mean, I kind of get it because, like, it is lame that, like, I'm gonna hit a 7th enemy with my attack, and they're gonna be like, haha, you've already hit 6 before me. I'm immune to this one. Like, how? Why? What? Hunters are having a huge AoE cap reduction. So, I mean, your main alt's a hunter, or is your main alt a druid? What would you say your main alt is?
So my hierarchy officially is, you know, priest main, hunter alt, and then my druid is right behind that. I mean, in general, I feel like we run in groups where we need more healers, so maybe I will play my druid more often, but in my heart, my hunter is my main alt.
So, Beast Cleave, Multi-Shot, Explosive Shot, Carve, Butchery, Survival, those are all have AoE cap reduced, basically. So, they have a lot of abilities that they can just hit that will do more damage. That's kind of fun. Also, they buff Death Chakra. If you ever my Necrolord hunters out there.
they heard you talking some shit, and they were like, we're going to get him. Ian specifically was like, buff Chakram. We're gonna get this dude.
Ian specifically was like, we need to buff Gershi.
We have noticed that Gersh's numbers could use some more. Put the chakra on the top of the list.
It's so funny because so my goal here with these patch notes was to be like, okay, so we have our mains: druid, mage, priest. We have our alts, and then I'm like, literally, like I feel like my alts are tied. Like I have 5 alts tied for 2nd place. Like Demon Hunter's uncapped, Death Knight's uncapped, Hunter's uncapped. Like it's ridiculous. Also, why are we uncapping Blade Dance on Demon Hunters? They don't need that shit. All they do is AoE damage.
I mean, speaking of they don't need that shit, like they're uncapping Monk's like spinny kick thing, aren't they? They already do insane AoE.
Hey, that's another one. I love that because Jade kick, that's what I'm doing most all the time. Everything else has a cooldown, but Jade wind kick, that shit's always live.
Aaron, you walked out of this with Mage getting the biggest AoE uncapping.
Did I? Because I'm looking at the changes made to Mage, and once again, I do not care because none of them are things that I do.
Yeah, because they uncapped Frozen Orb for Frost and Arcane Echo for Arcane.
Yeah. They were just like, nah, you're good. Fucking, what is it, Flame Strike? It's like, no, Flame Strike is still just a set amount of people.
I don't know if Fire Mage... I think Fire Mage may have been uncapped AoE this whole time, though. Yeah, I think that's probably why.
Plus, we do AoE, like, damage to other people by just existing, so we don't need the help when it comes to spreading damage to other people. Because having 2 enemies stand next to each other does AoE damage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Fire Mage was already uncapped in a lot of their things.
Now we get to the important part of the program, where we talk about how druids have been affected by this.
I put on my little stocking cap. I have my slippers, and I'm about to go me.
Okay, Malfurion Jr., calm down. First of all, why did they include discover 4 new travel forms appearances with 2 color variations under the uncapped AoE patch notes? Well, okay, that's great, but like, okay.
We are now uncapping AoE and uncapping discovery of travel forms and color variations for druids.
Thanks, Ian.
And then putting a cap on it again because there is a finite amount of travel forms. We gave you 4.
So they're uncapping Swipe and Brutal Slash, which is a Pharaoh talent, as a Pharaoh Druid man. And may I say, probably like one of the best Pharaoh Druids on Proudmoore. And if you disagree, fight me in a duel and I'll probably beat you.
Ooh, shit. He said, meet me in the Wildy. He's about to take your bread.
Not Kalis. I mean, she's obviously Proudmoore's #1 Feral Druid.
WoW Progress the worst site for DPS checks, says I do more damage than Kalis. So by proxy, I'm better than Kalis. I just haven't pushed myself to my limits, you know?
If you guys fight, I don't know who I'm going to choose. I mean, I'm pretty good friends with you, but we are like this on Twitter, and I held my left hand up and my fingers are intertwined.
Only one of us will play Sonic Racing with you. Choose wisely.
She's a huge Danica Patrick fan. Don't you besmirch her name like that.
Bigger than me? Bigger than me?
So, like, okay. You said that your apparent WoW progress DPS sims higher, but the facts show that Kayla's actually unlocked Danica Patrick a few hours before you did back in the day.
She has
That's
people.
very true. You were trying to get Wreck-It Ralph, and you completely missed out on Danica Patrick.
Ralph. But so they're uncapping Swipe, which is one of my main, like, they're already bleeding, make them bleed harder abilities. And that's great. Brutal Slash, we don't use for Mythic Plus, and I'm worried that I'm going to have to now. I mean, like, I use it. It's fine. It's fine. And I'm just like, can we have more? Because Boomkin didn't get nothing. Boomkin must either already be uncapped or they don't fucking need it because fuck you Boomkins.
As Kalis herself said, delete Boomkin.
I agree. Dude, Warrior's about to be fucking lit. Whirlwind, Cleave, Ravager, Dreadnought. Those are all... Blade Storm. Holy shit, those have all been uncapped. Warrior's about to be destroying everything.
Once again, Blizzard is over here, and maybe they too were uncapped at some point, but Blizzard's over here handing out full-size Snicker bars to every other warrior. What's your boy get? Economy-size take fives. Where's the Fury stuff?
You got Blade Storm?
I mean,
that is very
true.
true.
It feels bad though, Aaron, because like you see Warrior over here getting a Butterfinger, and then you see Monk over there getting a Snickers.
Okay. So
when I look at these changes and I look at my mains, I get the rice and gravy shits.
okay. So enough about uncapped AoE. Moving down into the Covenant section. Players who reach 80 renown, which by the way I am not, I'm 79 because fuck that title, with any covenant will be able to freely switch among any of the 4 covenants without cooldown or restriction. Cosmetic rewards you have earned from a covenant after reaching 80 renown may be used on your character, not any character, on that character if you're a member of a different one. That's great. You get new options.
So it's only for that character, though. So, like, Booty ATW is a Kyrian. She could switch and still use Kyrian stuff, but Growlina couldn't because she's still a Venthyr.
I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure. Both the Covenant switching and the use of cosmetic rewards will also apply to alts once the renown threshold is reached on any character. Example. A player with a Night Fae Druid at Renown 80 can use appropriate Night Fae cosmetics on their rogue, even if their rogue is a member of the Necrolords. So incorrect! If you reach Renown 80 with your character, any class can use those transmog. What?
Okay, wait, so if my original strategy was realized where I have one alt and my main, at 80 renowned in each of the 4 covenants, and any of my characters can use any of the T-Mogs and mounts of any of the covenants?
I'm 96% sure that's what this says. Which is honestly pretty fucking good.
Yes, and I'm glad that I've taken the steps to already do that, except for Night Fae.
I mean, I'm the opposite here because literally every fucking one of my alts is Night Fae, and I have 2 alts that are very soon going to have 80 renown, and I'm like, and on Night Fae, and I'm like, why did I do this?
Conduit energy has been removed, and conduits are freely swappable without any restrictions.
Honestly, best change. I mean, like, they hotfixed it like a month and a half ago or whatever, where they made it better because but like, still, it never should have been a thing. I said it since day negative 40 that it was such an arbitrary system just to cap us for what? Like, what?
It was honestly aimed at Mythic Raiders, I feel like, so they didn't have to go back and swap and optimize and find the best strategy. I'm like, your average team isn't going to teleport back to their sanctum because the raid leader's going to yell at them for doing that because it's a waste of everyone's time. Unlocking your third soul bind on any character allows your alts joining that same covenant to start a quest that will immediately unlock their second and third soul bind. So congrats, Immune, all your Night Fae alts, they're going to be sitting pretty if you can get one to their third level.
They're already there, though. I just told you
Yeah.
that like
Yeah,
both my
they're
druid and my
all-
hunter are like high 70s renowned.
I assume you're going to make more, right?
You're just gonna make more
Yes.
Night Phase, right? Clearly, it's your favorite.
Yeah, no, my priest is going to become Night Fae too. Don't forget.
Oh, shit. No, this is so vague. New Covenant toys to discover. Okay, what are they? Fucking tell me.
I am back again to telling you that new Covenant toys are uncapped.
What if they're not even themed? What if it's just like the Venthyr get Jax, the Night Fae get a sit and spin?
No, I wanted marbles.
Well, sorry, you gotta switch covenants. I hope you're 80. The Kyrian get marbles, and they keep
I'm
dropping
not.
them off Elysian Hold. Oh no. We've misplaced our marbles again. Why don't we have any walls? Why are we on a floating platform?
Their marbles have wings. Night Fae. New soul shapes to collect. If you're out of the loop on this one, let me tell you, homie, we got new soul shapes. We got new critter shapes, where if you are just hanging out in your rested area, you could be a tiny little squirrel, you could be a chufa, you can be a boofa, you could be a blumpkin, just chilling out and hanging out in the middle of town as a little animal.
As a little Blumpkin?
As a little blumpkin. Option to soul shape and critter shape into randomly collected appearances is the absolute best thing Night Fae has gotten. Do you know how many goddamn soul shape options I have sitting collecting dust? Because going back to my covenant, talking to the person, sorting through the 6 or 7 arbitrary soul shape pages, it's like, okay, here's the main soul shapes. Oh, do you want more? Here's 6 different lists that make no sense of how they're sorted. Which one of these do you want to be? And I'm like, is there a button to head them all into a pool? Now there is.
I still don't think I'm going to do it, though, because a few of them are, like, so big that they sometimes mess me up when I use them. I'm like, oh, well, shit, that's, like, shocking to me that I'm, like, this huge-ass dragon all of a sudden.
You leave the dragon alone. Are you fat-shaming the dragon?
No, it's just that it's unexpected to me sometimes.
Do you know what my current soul shape is?
What?
So it's currently a cat.
Boo! So you're a cat that just turns into a cat to go quick?
Yeah, but it's like the owl cat from Legion. So it's a soul-shaped owl cat. So like I literally press soul shape and I'm like the same exact shape as a feral druid.
I was going to say, because your default feral shape that you use also has feathers on it.
Yeah, it does. It does. So like it's just like a 1-to-1. Like that's me. I'm as blue now.
But also, your default feral druid is blue.
It's me. I'm a darker blue.
You just increase the opacity on your forms.
Gotta go fast.
The other day, I was on Randleman, and I soul shaped for like the first time in my life, and I turned into the big bipedal bird, and I was like, really? That's the one you went with, Aaron?
Wait, you picked that one? The crane?
I guess. No, it's not even the crane. It looks like it's like a raptor bird. It almost looks like the hot Arakoa, but like a creature instead of them. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, I don't use this much.
So, back to the 915 patch notes, though. We have also updates to the Sanctums, and they make them kind of more easily accessible to people now, it seems. So, like, for all of your specific, like, special Covenant ones, so, like, the Path of the Ascended, Queen's Conservatory, Ember Court, etc., they make it easier for you to level them. So, like, I'll use the example of the Venthyr because, like, that's what 2 of us here use, at least. So, it's like, you can invite friends over there now that can influence your guests and help you kind of level up their rep as well. And then they also sell, like, BOA items that you can send to your other characters to increase rep of your guests. So I assume like all these changes are similar, where it's like kind of allows you to progress farther on your alts within those
Yeah, and I'm
Covenant
seeing
type
just
deals.
a higher percentage of things. Like the only other thing I have an understanding of is Path of Ascension. Now there is no cost to go into it. You're just 20% better at it, and more things drop there. So it's just like, well, it's easier to do, more fun to do, and you get more out of it, which makes sense a year into the expansion.
The Path of Ascension change notes look just like the Legion Warrior Class Hall Fight a Dude changes. I feel like it was exactly the same. As an outsider looking in, because I've never done either of those things.
Having done both, it is.
Yeah, my paladin, who is a Kyrian, has literally never done Path of Ascension, so maybe now he'll start.
What was the cost to enter before? Medallions of Service? What are those?
you had to get, it's things that just dropped off of elite enemies, and you had to accrue a certain amount of them to go in there. But I mean, I certainly can say I did more than 0, but it's only 1. I did it once. I went in there and got my ass kicked by some twink-looking dude, and then I was like, I'm not doing this again.
I love that I have no idea what this even means. Like, I love this. Because I'm over here gardening in the Queen's Conservatory, and now, bitch, all my night phase out there are seeds stacked to 200. Not 20. Do you know how many fucking stacks of seeds have been in my bags and in my bank? It's stupid. Why the fuck did you cap it at 20 in the first place?
I do not even know what a Nightfay mains bags look like, because my fucking hunter's bags, not even, no cap here. Like, 1/3 of my bag is fucking Queen's Conservatory's mats. And I'm like, what the fuck is all of this shit?
It was ridiculous because I literally had a bag half dedicated to seeds. I got a bag of gear. I got a bag of half seeds. I got a bag of like my consumables. I don't have space for this shit, and you can't put seeds into a wild seed pod unless you're in your inventory. And I'm like, just whatever. And also, they finally. All previous locations that awarded uncommon quality seeds now award rare quality seeds. I cannot tell you how many times I've been like, really? This is going to give me a green seed instead of a blue seed? I don't get it. Why? Because green seeds give you less material, less you're getting shits and mounts. And it's like, just make them all blue. Also, I have been exclusively gardening one type of seed to get the fucking frog soul shape since it first was mentioned, and I still have not gotten this frog soul shape. We talked about this almost a straight up year ago?
Cragwa is looking down upon you and he says, yo, Mr. William Seed is unworthy.
I must be the unluckiest person in the world. You know, I'm sitting here with 2 Jotunkers. I'm sitting here with the mount from the 9. From last raid.
It can't fly, though.
Slide is over here like 2 yachts.
I got 2 yachts. One I have equipped and one in the bank. 2 yachts. That's a 2 phones jokes, everyone. Go listen
2
to
phones.
it. I got 2 phones.
So I know we're right in the middle of these juicy 915 patch notes, but we kind of have another kind of unprecedented territory that we're diving on into here. And I'm saying that, guys, yo, DNR boys have a message from a sponsor.
Manscaped. They got balls.
So, as Slide so eloquently put it there, we are coming to you today to tell you about Manscaped. Manscaped has given us the exclusive chance to try out the new Lawnmower 4.0. That's right, I said 4.0. The next generation in trimming of your nethers.
Did you hear that? We're sponsored. We're sponsored, boys.
We are in here, and we are here to tell you about the Lawnmower 4.0, which features a number of new innovations, such as additional guard legs with sizes 1 through 4 if you want to leave some roughage on the green.
Men, if you've been shaving with the same nut trimmer on your face, you've been doing it wrong. No person wants to end up with curly cues in their mouth.
You know, I've heard the ads, but I can tell you with firsthand experience, Manscaped knows how to treat a boy's jewels. I'm going to spare you the gory details, but I have personally injured myself when trying to clear up the roughage down there with an electric razor. Took the Lawnmower 4.0 to it. A smooth experience, a safe experience, all around, loving how my boys are feeling.
And let me just say, my favorite part about the Lawnmower 4.0 is that this boy has a flashlight built into it. And let me just say, I was shaving my balls for the first time with the Lawnmower 4.0, and a transformer blew down the block, and as I was mid-shaving my balls, the power went out, the lights went out, but luckily, I had a flashlight, so I could finish shaving my balls, and I didn't have to finish shaving my balls in the dark.
As fake as that story sounds, that legitimately happened. Like, the power went out as he was shaving his balls. The timing could not have been funnier. But I've actually legitimately used Manscaped before they sponsored us for the past 2 or 3 years. They send me blades every 3 months. I use a 2.0. They gave me the 4.0 to try it out. The 4.0 is literally 4 times better than the 2.0. The shaving's better. It works better. It's quieter. I feel like it holds a charge longer than 2.0, which is definitely a plus because I would always lose the cord for my charging the 2.0. I'm shaving my balls right now as we speak.
I sure hope that you're not, because that'd be bad radio. But I know that your little boys are in great hands when it comes to Manscaped and the Lawnmower 4.0.
So if you guys want to get your hands on some Manscaped products at the 4.0, you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code DNR20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off, free shipping, manscaped.com with the code DNR20. Don't forget it. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Your balls will thank you.
Okay, but enough of all that. Let's return to 9.1.5 now.
Let's talk about the changes to time walking, which are excellent.
You said time and then a W word, and all of me tensed up. But no, we're talking about time walking.
It was close.
I mean, and this is perhaps my favorite part of this new patch, because we're getting Legion time walking dungeons. We're legitimately getting Mythic Plus of the Legion dungeons, which is so cool. But we're also getting time walking Mage Tower, and the end achievement of that is, Aaron, we're finally getting book.
Well, I know. Trust me, I know. I look at it every day. I'm practicing for that tower that I never did once, but here I go, needing to do it no fewer than 5 times.
So everyone is, not everybody, some people are kind of mad. They're like, Legion time walking's not going to be here till December. And I'm sitting here bro, if that's true, that's honestly perfect, because now you have time to get your alts leveled up through the new system of leveling and easier Torghast EXP, and it's easier to level an alt. I can get my Warlock, I can get my Hunter? I don't remember what I need. I can get all my alts leveled up to 60 and buffed. And I can get this fucking book mount, in December, the second it fucking pops up.
So something interesting to me, though, is they also haven't really announced how often it will be, because if it's on the similar timer of how often it is between say WOD time walking to WOD time walking, does this mean that the Mage Tower will only be open every 6 months maybe?
I anticipate that on patch release, it's possible they may shake up the calendar and they may just drop Legion time walking, because it's happened before. with a new patch, with a new time lock, and they're like, okay, here it is. We'll replace what was ever in the current rotation, and you can have Legion time locking. And then it'll cycle through the ones as usual, and then December will be the next one. So that's not too bad. It probably won't happen because I feel like they want to give people time to prepare on other characters. But like, it's got a shot, right? It's got a shot.
And I know literally every content creator, podcaster, or whatever is kind of calling for this, but I 100% agree. At this point, we should probably just have time walking like every week to cycle through them. There's enough of them now.
Yeah, just have that be like a feature each week. It switches to a different one. And then if you're like, well, we don't want people to get too beefed, be like, well, then take away the little quest that the attendant man gives you that gives you like raid gear. Just make it where time walking is on the same level as doing specific dungeon or random dungeon.
Yeah, if they keep the time walking quest in the same rotation, that's fine. Like, who cares if somebody is getting time walking dungeon EXP or getting time walking, like what, base eye level is like 190? It's garbage.
Not even. Like, it's 184. Like, I was trying to get stuff for alts while doing last week's Pandaria time walking, and I was like, I don't even need any of this anymore.
Yeah, I just like that I can like play them on my current content character because I just fun dungeons. So with Legion time walking, this event will run for 2 weeks. The first time it appears within the game, and then after that, we'll resume a regular 1 week schedule for subsequent bonus events. So we get 2 weeks of Legion time walking in a row whenever it drops in probably December. And the dungeons we get are Black Rook Hold, Eye of Ashara, Dark Heart Thicket, Vault of the Wardens, Neltharion's Lair, and Court of Stars. I will give you 5 gold if you can name the dungeons that are not on this list.
Well, fucking Maw of Souls is not, so my chubby just went half-o mode.
Yup.
No arcway, so I'm happy about that. And also the 17,000 other random ones that happened after 7.0.
I'm super glad that we don't have to deal with the 2 later editions, which are, what are they called?
Cathedral
one is the
of
one with
Night
Aaron's mom in it.
Yeah, no one's gonna be able to experience Seat of the Triumvirate with Laura.
I am honestly, this is weird. I'm kind of sad there's no Arcway. Like, I know that we had a lot of Arcway problems when we first were doing these dungeons, but I really want to hear that old man be like, time freeze! Or what was it called?
You're going to be lost in time!
Yes! Oh, that's so... Oh, I want to hear that again in like current content. I miss that.
But don't worry, you will get current content boat rides to the Court of Stars. And imagine that on a Mythic 20 timer, racing against the clock on that little boat that won't move any faster.
I am honestly not excited for Court of Stars. I don't want to have to go through those fucking guards. I don't want to have to fucking deactivate those tower posts. I don't want to have to fucking fight that dude unless I have a rogue who can poison him. I don't want to have to go to that big room with a million demons and be like, guys, where the fuck do we go next?
Court of Stars is also the one where you have to find the spy, and that shit is annoying. I know how to do it. I lived through Legion, but I never got it correct. And to do it correctly takes, like, the entire Mythic Plus timer.
Yeah, and that's somebody who made the Demon Hunter, who I feel like my eye detection never worked on the person I needed it to. I'm like, am I too far? What's going on?
But I am going to be living for the meme of like high mythic plus seagulls in Eye of Ajara.
I think the one that I'm most okay, oh my god. Okay, I was gonna say I'm most excited for Neltharion's Lair because I'm ready. Even though I know we're not gonna do it, I'm gonna throw that fucking rock at that fucking snail as I ride the water waves, because I know how to fucking hit Spitzy.
I still have my rock. I can go and smash it. I have yet to get rid of my rock from our achievement run.
Same.
Oh, no, it's still in my bank. I'm not going to get rid of that shit. Come on, guys. Anyways, my question, though, is, if you do that during this Mythic Plus, will that count as enemy forces percentage?
No, there's no way. There's no way.
Spitzy's not an enemy. He's a pal.
The friend of the pod.
That we, like, purposely smush with the giant rock?
We're
I don't think we do that to,
inviting
like,
him on next week. Who do you think
we
my
don't, like,
interview's
smash-
with?
We don't smash Vanderlyle with a giant rock.
I mean, Vanderlei, if you're into that,
Yet.
like, I'm not gonna judge. Okay, but then I realized I actually really love Black Hold because I love at the end when you get sassy ass Kurtalos who just like, aha, you made it, and I'm a demon, and then he puts Immune to sleep every single fucking time because Immune can't dodge shit in Legion.
Listen, Legion Immune and current Immune are like night and day. Like, I was dog shit at the game back then.
I am so excited to fuck up the time warp timing on the Blackrock Hold last boss because you have to pretend to fight him for a little bit. And I would always hit time warp and people were like, not now, you've ruined us.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. That's honestly a really good reminder to not blow up. Do not blow up Kurtalos. Build it up, let him become a demon, then you hit him, and then Immune will be asleep. I can't wait to test this. I can't wait to watch you fall asleep to his fucking fart clouds. It's gonna be so funny.
Thinking back about it, I feel like those things are pretty easy to dodge, so I don't know what I was doing.
I think they were kind of hard. We'll see. So we already discussed this a little bit. The Mage Tower comes with it. You're going to have your solo encounters where you can't use any of your goddamn fun abilities. And if you kill your Mage Tower challenge in Time Walking, you get a Legion-themed armor set for your class and a new achievement, which we talked about to get the book. Kill them all, kill all 7, and get your shit. If you're a Guardian Druid and you complete your challenge, you get a Fell Werebear, which is humongous! Like the werebear!
I mean, one, it's big, but also that is awesome.
I'm so happy to have just a big, ugly bear. Like, because I don't have it. I never got it. I didn't play a druid then. I thought I hated druids. I love them. I'm a cat.
I'm a snake. I'm a silly, slippery little snake.
Okay, so... Alright, well, I didn't see this patch note until now. I guess this does debunk that we're not going to get Time Walking every week, which I didn't think we were going to, but I hate that it addresses it. The weekly bonus event schedule has been adjusted, and now Time Walking dungeon events will occur every 3 weeks instead of was alternating every 3rd or 4th week.
What?
Wait, it wasn't set in a pattern? It changed?
Was there random events that they needed to do? It's like, well, we gotta squeeze in pet battle on this one.
Okay, oh my god, can we, for the love of God, can we get rid of the pet battle thing? I don't know one person, I don't know anybody, and I'm so sorry if you are a pet battler, I don't know anybody who's like, fuck yeah, pet battle week, let's do it. I go, alright, bye, I'm not doing that.
Slidewhistle, you've wounded me. It's me, Pet Battler Joe from episode 20. How could you say such mean things?
If they change the reward, maybe. I feel like every week I do this. Spencer from Starting Zone said, change the reward. And I think I agree. Because currently, what is it? What is the reward for fucking Pet Battle Week?
You get a level 25 stone.
Yeah, it upgrades your pets. And, like, I don't know, like, if you're a non-pet battler, you don't care, so it doesn't incentivize people to do pet battling if they aren't already doing pet battling.
Add more incentives. Give us gold. Give us anima. Give us pet tokens. Yo, if you gave pet tokens, that's amazing because there's so many great pets and there's toys you can buy with these tokens. Why are we giving a stone that I can go make a new character for and get from my garrison, by the way? If you didn't know that, if you have an alt that hasn't been to your garrison, check it out. The Worgen bitch will just hand you a free stone that they're giving out for a reward for beating 5 online players. Do you know how daunting of a task that is? To beat 5 players online and pet battling? I can't even beat 0. You want to beat 5?
You just have to be lucky and face someone like us.
Why would we run it for that shitty reward? Like, it's It's ridiculous. Okay, now this is something that I feel is a humongous change to this. And that is how they adjusted which dungeons and different expansions are available during time logging.
So we already previously mentioned all the new ones that they're adding, and we were excited about those because, like, you know, we got like the WAD train one, but they're also removing ones, and like specifically the ones that all of us have shit on every time it comes up in time walking. And I'm talking like the Black Morass, and I'm talking the
fucking Pit of Saren.
Those are like the two main ones I feel like that have always really, really bugged me.
Yeah.
I mean, and just looking down the list here, Grim Batol, I'm fine with that one because the part with the dragons took forever. Siege of Nauzo Temple was removed, and I believe that's the one where it's like, we need to throw the sap on the bad guys in the tower defense mode. And it's like, having done that 3 or 4 times this past week, yeah, I'm fine with that one going.
Isn't that also the one where you have to face that big bug at the end where if you're melee, you have to fucking climb onto its face?
No, I don't think so. That's the one where you fight the guy who has a bunch of jars on a bridge, and he's like, I'm going to blow you with my air.
Actually, I don't mind that one. I kind of like that one. Am I a victim of circumstance?
No, I think that Aaron's onto something here, though. I think all the ones that they removed are the ones that kind of feel like dungeons that are time gated by like you waiting for things like the tower defense, or waiting for like things to spawn, or waiting just in general for the dungeon being insufferable.
Or even like I'm looking at like Iron Docks was removed, and I was like, why? But maybe it's because if you don't have someone who's a weird old wizened man and knows where to shoot the rolling balls to get rid of the Ogrins, that dungeon could take anywhere from 10 minutes to like 20 minutes. You could be sitting there forever if you fuck that up.
I was just saying to you, I think I figured it out, which you were just saying. It's if you're a new player and you haven't done these, it's the ones where you're like, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know the Ride of the Dragon? How am I supposed to know to interrupt that fucking spider? Wait, no, isn't that back? Isn't that a Zolnarobe? With the spider that would kill you with the spell flinger in Lich King? Oh, that's back? That's back?
That's back.
Oh, no!
Wait, I don't know. Azul Narobe is different from Ankh-Khet. Ankh-Khet, the old kingdom, might be gone.
If you're a new listener and you made it this far somehow, I don't know how the fuck you did it. We played in WAD, so I don't know any Lich King Dungeons names apart from any of these. They're like, new, Utgard Keep, removed, Utgard Pinnacle, and I'm like, those aren't the same ones. One has the big metal man walking around and one doesn't, I guess.
It was a thing where they had like 5 dungeons and 5 raids in one building, and they all are named similarly. I'm exaggerating, but you get the deal.
Okay, Blackrock Caverns and Cataclysm. Which one is Blackrock Caverns? Is that the one that we would always do that skip on to get like all the fucking EXP leveling up? Or is that different?
I feel like we had this exact same conversation like 5 episodes ago. You asked the same question, and I still don't know the answer.
Okay, so Blackrock Caverns, the only thing I can tell you about it is it's a fairly standard enough raid. It's the one that has the lizard guy who's like, I'm made of metal, you'll never beat me. And then you have to tank him underneath the lava, and he's like, oh no, I'm super hot, now you can defeat me. Which is an interesting thing, because that's something that people won't know, and they'll beef it on that guy forever.
So I feel like some of these new dungeons that were added kind of debunk Slide's theory of like ones that require like new, like old knowledge.
Yeah, that's pretty it. The lava thing would always fucked us up. I googled Blackrock Caverns to see which one it was. Blackrock Caverns is the first of 2 new wings in Blackrock Spires. I immediately closed the link. I don't know what any of that means.
That's well beyond our time.
We do get Scholomance from Mists of Pandaria, which, okay, so they revamped Scholomance, and they revamped our fucking namesake, bitch. They revamped...
Did you really say our name?
No, hang on, no. Scarlet Halls, right?
Or is it the monastery,
It's
the
Scarlet
dungeon that we
Halls.
were in?
Got it. Nailed it. Okay, the problem is that there's two, because it's the same thing where it's like, oh, there's two dungeons in the same instance.
They used to make it where it's like, oh, here's 7 dungeons that represent you fighting your way through the thing.
You also missed the motion of me grabbing my shirt like it was a jersey, and I was hyping it up like you could see my name on the jersey. I'm wearing a regular ass t-shirt. There's no DNR jersey. Wait, next merching thing, guys. Jerseys.
I'm down.
69 on the back, 420 on the front, red and
God,
white.
that's hilarious. That's so fucking
People
funny.
love it.
God, I love that shit. That's that South Park humor.
All right, moving on. This is kind of already been talked about. Immune said it. You get fucking mythic keystones for doing Legion time locking. That's going to be wild, but whatever. For current game, Mythic plus affixes, Boaster now has a 20-second duration instead of being permanent, which is something I feel like affected you, Immune, recently in one of your dungeons.
Yeah, so we had a really bad guild dungeon that we ran recently where we honestly, all of us forgot that there was a difference between bolstering and bursting, and we pulled as if it was bursting instead. So we got some really nasty packs at the beginning, and it just blew the key right off the bat. First off, like, that's on us, but like, also this definitely would have helped us.
I do feel like, as a WoW content creator and someone who has done 20 keys, not in time yet, thanks Heavy, bolstering and bursting, that's just a mistake of a naming scheme to begin with. Like, you shouldn't have gone with the double B's, because whenever I see it, I go to Immune and I'm like, which one is this one again? And he goes,
Because, like, one I can dispel and one is permanent, but not permanent anymore. Also, I'm pretty sure both of their icons are red. So, like, that also is, like, they're both red icons that start with B. So, okay.
Yeah, it's whatever. Necrotic Wound now lasts 6 seconds instead of 9. I'm not a healer. Immune, how does that feel? Good or bad?
It's honestly more of a tanking thing. So for tanks that can't kite as easily, that is a good change.
And raging damage is now 50%, down from 75, a 25% reduction. Raging never mattered to us because we usually run with a hunter and me, and so we just instantly dispel anything raging like immediately. We got Island Expeditions, baby. You can do it alone, which we talked about before, so it does not need much talking about. But if you're one of those freaks out there getting that bird, go for it. What's wrong
Also,
with you?
I'm seeing this here, which I did not know. Once again, I don't know who's doing Warfronts, but apparently it's just you and 4 buddies now.
Oh, like they just get added on, like to like AI?
No, just the Warfronts. Instead of queuing for 15, now you just need 5.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
That actually is good if you're, like, going for those achievements.
Yeah, you and just your guildmates can do it now instead of being like, hey, looking for people, and sitting there for 20 minutes for last week's content.
Honestly, I think one of the hugest changes right now for alts, heirloom scouting maps that instantly explore all areas and grant all viable flight paths to your alts are now available for all expansions instead of just being Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms. That means you can unlock every single goddamn flight path on your alts without having to be like, I have to fly there for real.
Sure am glad I'm the lore master here in 2021.
This is also
Coulda
my
used
first
that.
time hearing about this, though.
It's here. It's happening soon. We've got increased drop rate at Shards of Domination. Soul Centers are going to be rolling in. You probably already know that. They're fucking making Duchess Mink sell more Korthian armaments. Like, we're just going to have all-around quality of life changes in Korthia.
I'm seeing my favorite one here is that now there will just be a little chute that you can put your anima into. Because that was always like an unnecessarily annoying step, was turning in your research and being like, gotta go back home to turn in the anima too.
The amount of times I would land in Korthia and I'd be like, I'm going to start questing here now. Open my bags and be like, fuck, I didn't turn all my anima in from raid night or my dungeons I did. And be like, let me Hearthstone back to my sanctum, deposit my anima, go back to my Oracle's portal, fly out to Korthia. Like, it's ridiculous. So I'm glad that shoot's added. We are all Archivist Codex rep people, but if you're not, losers.
I didn't even read it because my head's up here in the clouds on level 6.
We just barely buzzer beat that fucking.
Got that shit like 5 days ago, barely.
Yeah, your boy Immunization got that literally 2.5 days ago.
They're boosting all of it. So I'm not even going to read it. If you're out there trying to get your Archivist rep, or if you gave up on it, try again when 915 comes out. It's going to be so much easier. Like, insanely easier. Like, mecha gone, mecha done easier. There's a whole pet battle section. I'm not even going to read this because I don't care. Fix the goddamn weekly quest and I'll start caring.
A bunch of PvP changes? I'm not even going to do it because I don't know enough about any of this, but maybe it's important. I don't know. It's a little light in my hands and I'm extending it to you two because you do PvP.
Honestly, not really, though. We haven't PvP'd in a while, so I don't care about it either. But you know what I do care about? A very, very late in the game Time Warp, baby.
What the fuck? This is our latest Time Warp ever?
Absolutely.
If you're out there hanging in there, congrats. You made it to like a rare event.
Okay, so for any possible new listeners, Time Warp is a game that we play where one of us gives the other two 40 seconds to name as many correct responses to our question as they can, and the loser has to consume alcohol. So this week, I needed to pull this one this week because this is a Hollow's End themed Time Warp, and I don't know if it'll be, I think it's ending before next week, so I needed to pull it this week. So, if you boys are ready, I will start my timer for 40 seconds and then read this question.
Oh boy, I'm ready.
Okay. On your marks, name as many of the possible permanent rewards from Hollow's End. I'm talking ones that, like, stay with you and you can use after the event itself ends. On your mark, get set, go.
Headless
Horseman's blade. The Headless Horseman's sword.
Pumpkin head. Witch's hat.
Hollowed out pumpkin head. Yeah, witch's hat.
Hallows Eve Hearthstone.
Wands if you hold on to them.
The mask hang on to them. Zombie mask, bat mask, bat
kitten.
wand. Spectral kitten.
Shit.
Laura's pants. I honestly,
the Laughing Skull mask, the Laughing Skull helmet,
Laughing hat, Laughing helmet,
the pumpkin ring,
the pumpkin ring. Is there a heart? No, I started something. Is there another toy? Is there a toy?
Time. Okay, you guys specifically started naming all the ones that I was trying to avoid you saying because, like, I'm not 100% sure that the wands and masks even stay in your inventory afterwards. They might, but I don't know if they do.
I think they do, because I think I have a wand in my bank that I'm just like, at this point, I don't want to use you. But I could be incorrect.
Okay, I was specifically looking for, like, the 9 battle pets, 4 toys, and a mount you can get, although I think Aaron's right, though, that, like, some of the, like, swords and things are technical
know
that you can use,
I do
right?
know that because I got the sword the other day, and I checked, and it's, like, way ass back in the BC stuff, which means that it is not seasonal, because they always put the seasonal stuff up front.
Okay, so the ones that I was looking for, I'm just going to read through them first, and then I'll try to decipher exactly who won this. So I was looking for, like, out of the 9 battle pets, the, like, Sinister Squashling, I don't think either of you guys named that, the Feline Familiar, which I think Slide mentioned when I'll count Ghost Kitty, I guess. There is a Creepy Crate, there is a Cursed Berman, Widget the Departed, which is an undead pet. So that might actually be what Slide meant. Never mind. Maybe I won't count it. I don't know. There's the... I set myself up for failure here on this one. There's a Spectral Spinner, the Ghastly Rat, the Ghost Maggot, the... Whoa,
are you going Cannibal Corpse over there?
Yeah, you know it. Then there's obviously the mount that everyone tries to farm, but no one besides Slidewhistle gets.
And apparently Sully.
Woo-wee!
And then there are the Little Wickerman toy, the Spectral Spiders toy, the Coin of Many Faces toy. There are some costume toys. Oh, so the horse
Darn.
head and horsetail. Did either of you guys name that?
No, I forgot. I
I'm
didn't
mad
know.
about the costumes because Cubby Bub was looking at those. She was like, look at these the other day, and like distinctly pointed at them. I saw them with my eyeballs and didn't retain anything.
Man, okay. Very clearly here on the article, it says wands can be used outside of the event. Oh, fuck. Okay. Damn it. Okay, I will take a shot for this, but in post, we'll figure out who technically won this.
Editing Aaron back for a spooky, ooky, Hallows End inter-episode editing segment. See, Immunization is not the only one who can be spooky. But you know what's scarier? The fact that Slidewhistle lost. He got 4, and Aaron got 5. He beat him up by 1. But he beat him. He's going to have to go into the crypt with the yummy mummy. Happy Hallows Eve.
Fuck.
That's why I started naming wands. I'm like, oh, it's starting to name Bat Wand. Ghost Wand.
If wands and masks count, then Slidewhistle definitely won that because he was just like ninja wand, mummy wand, and I was just like, I don't know.
Dude, ninjas or pirates? Who you got?
Or no, okay. So like my school had like a third one as well as ninjas, pirates, and aliens.
Come on, boo.
I always saw it. Yeah, I people were like ninjas, pirates, and robots. It's like obviously robots. What's the ninja gonna do? It's made of metal. Like the best a pirate can do is shoot a cannonball at it, but the robot will, I don't know, deflect it.
Yeah, okay, no, I don't know if I'm showing my ninja bias, but I always felt like ninjas would just beat the fuck out of pirates. Like,
so the thing is, if it's a standard fight, I believe the pirates will win. But if the pirates don't know that the ninja is there, then the ninja will win.
I guess you're right. I always saw it as a ninja sneaking onto a pirate ship and killing all the pirates. But I guess if it's like a 1v1, I guess he's a gun, so you just shoot him. I guess.
And I don't think ninjas are very good when you see them. Like,
right.
if you study Japanese history, most ninjas, when they were discovered, is just like, I guess I'll die.
But think about this. Whenever I duel somebody else, I immediately prowl and go invisible, and they can't see me. So maybe ninjas can do that.
Do you think
you think probably throw
they
like a
had
smoke
the
screen down?
They
or
had the
something,
Bethesda like crouch, and now the eyeball is obscured.
Also, I'm back with a shot of vodka, so here we go.
Huh? Where'd he go? What was that noise? Must have been the wind.
As his wife gets a fucking arrow between her eyes, he's laying on the floor dead.
The love of my life just got brained by a crossbow bolt. That at least makes me open my eye a third.
How was your shot? It sounded pretty rough.
It was very rough. It backfired on me here pulling such a late time warp.
That was the sound of the Skyrim guard's wife getting killed.
Okay, so I know we did a time warp, but I want to double back to the flight point thing where you can get those for all your alts. This shit is very expensive. Oh my god. To get an alt flight points is ridiculous.
How much is it?
Yeah, how much is this?
If you want your alt to have all your flight point paths, it's going to cost you $80K, my dude.
Whoa!
So each scouting map is going to cost $10K from Crom Stout Arm or Estelle Gendry. Aaron, which one of these is Horde and which is Alliance? Crom Stout Arm, Estelle Gendry.
I feel like Crom Stout Arm is a dwarf and Estelle Gendry is a Forsaken. That's my official call.
You fucking nailed it, 100%. Okay, so here are the scouting maps you can get. Outland, Northrend, Cata, Pandaria, Draenor, Broken Isles, Kultiris and Zandalar, Shadowlands. That's 8, baby, and that's 10K each. Fuck, that's expensive.
And that's not even all of the expenses if you think about it, because you also have to pay for the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor one.
So 100K is what you're looking at. Ooh, fuck, man.
I mean, if you have an alt that you intend to be playing a lot, it's probably worth it, especially if you have a gold, I guess. I would probably at least buy some of the... Actually, I don't know. I'd at least buy like the more recent ones, probably.
I mean, in reality, you don't need all the flight points for like Outland or all them for Northrend. So like, you probably wouldn't even, you know what I mean? Like,
But the number of times that I've been annoyed when I'm on an alt and that I don't have any flight points in the area is a lot.
Okay, so I scrolled all the way down. The 9.1.5 article here gets less interesting as it continues, more technical. The very last thing is the WoW Companion app now lets you do WAD missions. Was that something someone wanted?
I mean, probably. Now, if I did have to think, out of all the iterations of table missions, I do think WoD has the most variety of rewards. You can get mounts, you can get pets, you can get weapons. So, like, while I think the answer is, like, no, I think there's just too much good shit to leave alone. And now...
For the one guy who needs to get left shark in the year 2021 and wants to do it specifically on his phone.
So specifically our guild, who has, like, reinstituted this meme of sending each other caged left sharks.
Our Uno Mas, which has formed its own cryptocurrency of left sharks, will be excited for this.
Well, okay, but also, I think, honestly, personally, we should be excited about this. We were never people to keep up on our tables, right? There are a lot of rewards. There's like a heirloom ring that you can use on alts that we don't have, that you can get from this table. We have so many garrison resources on our characters that we could just freely do these. Yeah, so like we have like a fuck ton of things we could just use for nothing. And like isn't there a little bit of gold, or did they take all the gold away from WoD?
It used to be the most lucrative thing in the game, but I believe they nerfed that. I don't know exactly how lucrative it is currently.
You can at least get transmog from Blackrock Foundry that I'm sure we all don't have. So it's actually kind of dope now that I think about it. Hey, we got AOTC for everybody in the guild. That's pretty big. Maybe it's more of a next week neat mention, but for now it's like a, hey, we did it.
Yeah, we did it. The Pablo, he was the one last holdout. We said we didn't know if we'd be able to help him out, but we did.
Yeah, we got it on our third pull of the night. I mean, in our second pull was like very quickly we wiped, like in phase 1. So basically 2 full pulls we did it, which honestly I'm proud of us that like on our reclear we got Sylvanas down on our second main attempt, I would say.
But like the minute we walked into her room, I was like, I never want to do this fight again. Like I don't. Oh my god.
After that first wipe, I was like, no, I don't want to do this fight anymore. Especially because, like, on my priest, I don't need any of the gear from her.
Especially when it was a 56% wipe. Like, we almost made it to the end. But now it's time for our top 2, bottom boot, medium moot. Aaron, what you got on the table?
This week, I have myself a top toot.
Toot!
Toot, 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 toot.
My top toot this week is that I am finally catching up with all of my alts. Growlina's effectively retired except for her occasional appearances. Booty ATW is level 80. Wigglestein is renown level, that is, 79. So all I need to do this next week is just put my nose to the grindstone and do dungeon after dungeon after dungeon to get Randleman to 80. And then I, too, can get called out by World of Warcraft's new hip social media manager.
Okay, so real talk here. My druid is like, I just expired all the like week specific things to get him up, and he's like in the mid 60s, almost 70 of renown. If I just keep spamming like heroic dungeons, does each one get you a renown still?
I believe.
I have no clue.
I know at some point they will stop, but that is when you are within the amount of renown that it takes, that doing the story gets you to 80.
Oh, so you're telling me I have to fucking do this Uther quest again?
Yep. And even worse than that, you have to do the one with Draka and Thrall, where you beat up angels that have too much health for like 45 minutes.
Ugh.
This is unprecedented. I don't mean to interrupt our segment with this news. The Hunter binding shot has been... the nerf has been fucking turned over.
So we didn't even mention this earlier, but one big thing, and I personally took this the hardest out of all of us because, like, in the past I was a Hunter main. I still, in an ideal world, maybe would be a Hunter main. I don't know. But they, in a previous iteration, nerfed Binding Shot in the 9.1.5 PTR to make it so that it would break under a certain amount of damage. So, Slidewhistle, are you saying in this breaking news that it is undone, that they are no longer doing
Correct.
this?
Breaking news that is not happening anymore. They're like, never mind, change their minds, it's back to normal.
They probably did this because they immediately realized that all of the top players, all the top mythic dungeon runners would no longer even consider bringing a hunter if like Binding Shot was acted like this.
Well, Immune, what is your TTBBMM?
Well, your boy Immunization, the vampire, has a double top 2. And I'm talking, okay, first top 2. I got rank 6 of my Korthia, whatever the fuck it is with the research.
I couldn't even tell you what it's called. It's Archivist something.
Archivist knowledge, something or other, whatever, fuck that shit, it's done. Although I still have been going there to get a little bit more research so that I can continue buying more conduit upgrades, because I've been a little unlucky and my Holy Priest raid set still is not all 252. So I will still be there occasionally when I feel like it, although I'm telling myself personally it's okay because I was still performing well with 226 conduits. Anyways, my second top toot is timing my first Mythic plus 20. I have the other side plus 20 timed. So now your boy has a portal to the other side.
Use it right now.
I mean, I'm not in game because we don't do that, Slide.
That if you use that portal, it's on a 4-hour cooldown unless you complete that dungeon.
I believe it's 8, but yes.
It's way worse. It's fun though. It's dope. I love that.
Anyways, I'm very excited about that. Slidewhistle, what do you got?
I had a top 2, an easy ass top 2.
Easy ass.
Toot. Easy.
Over the weekend, I got my Jottinger, my beautiful pole arm from Mythic the 9.
Oh, wow, I hadn't
Did
heard.
somebody say Jottinger Destiny's Call?
I did. And then, this Tuesday, I opened my vault, and I'm like, come on, big money. And sitting in there was a 252 Jottinger Destiny's Call, and I was like, man, that's supposed to be the fucking upgrade for me.
Did somebody say, and by somebody, did your vault say Jottinger Destiny's Call?
It did. But all the other options were not good for me. Except, apparently, when I do Mythic Plus, my Sims tell me to put a different enchant on my Jottinger. So I was like,
Boo,
wait a minute.
Two enchanted Jottingers.
I have 2 differently enchanted 252.
I got 2 spears, one for the mythics and one for the raid. 2 spears.
2 yachts.
Oh man. So I have 2 differently enchanted yachts that I will switch to between Mythic Plus and Raid just because I can, to flex on all of, because some people out there are trying and they have not gotten it yet. Even now, it's like me and the fucking frog soul shape. Like it can elude people. And now I got 2, bitch. And I love that for me. Love it.
I am happy for you that your boy Yacht has returned to you. Or your girl, I don't know.
It's whatever she wants to be. I'm just a big metal stompy angel. That's all I care about. But with that, we're out of here. If you have any comments, questions, complaints, you can send them on over to donotrelenttpod@gmail.com. You can tweet at us on Twitter at donotrelenttpod. Follow us on Spotify. You can leave us a review on Apple iTunes, on Warcraft Radio. If you use Manscaped, the code is DNR20. Don't forget it. What about you guys? Where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me, Alex, or Immunization on Twitter at New Era Alex. You can follow our podcast Instagram account on the gram at Do Not Relent, and I might stream sometime again on Twitch at Immunization DNR.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at TheBigAcheesy on Twitter.com. Read our literary musings at DoNotRelent.LiveJournal.com. And you can catch me streaming at twitch.tv/AaronDNR. We just finished up Sonic Adventure DX, and I almost choked on the last boss.
Hey, I was in there, so, love to see the good old Big the Miraz hanging out.
Yeah. We've finished the Big the Cat section very quickly. We didn't give you much of a show.
All right, but see ya.
Bye.
And remember,
Another down. Do not relent.
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.